Baseball stolen base king Rickey Henderson died at the age of 65 due to pneumonia. This was shocking to hear considering just at the end of the 2024 baseball season, Rickey Henderson was at T-Mobile Park in Seattle to throw the ceremonial first pitch before a game between the Seattle Mariners and the Oakland A's, and he looked like he was in great health condition. Throughout his amazing baseball career, not only was he the stolen base king, he also owns records in runs scored, walks, leadoff home runs, and stolen bases in a single season. I am here to make a video in his honor, specifically when he played for the Seattle Mariners in 2000. But before I do, I just want to say rest in peace, Rickey Henderson, and here was a clip from his final interview a few months ago.
And one thing that I thought was really neat is you're here at this event for the last day of the Coliseum, and you grew up in Oakland.
Oh yeah, I grew up in Oakland, been in this ballpark for so many times, as a kid, as an adult, as a player, and all the good stuff like that. So this last time to me is a special time.
In the 1999 season, the Seattle Mariners struggled going 79-83, even with superstars of Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez, and Edgar Martinez. The struggles were due to their lack of pitching depth, and for missing the playoffs for the second straight season, the Mariners hired new general manager Pat Gillick to replace longtime general manager Woody Woodward. He went on to acquire key players such as John Olerud, Mark McLemore, and Aaron Seeley. Unfortunately, the Mariners did trade away longtime icon Ken Griffey Jr. to the Cincinnati Reds for a package that included Mike Cameron. In the 2000 season, despite the loss of Ken Griffey Jr., the Mariners got off to a good start, leading the division for the majority of April and May. However, there was a clear need for the Mariners to add to their outfield depth. Although Mike Cameron was filling in well at center field after the loss of Ken Griffey Jr., the outfield core still had an aging Jay Buhner, and left field had Mark McLemore, who was mostly splitting time with outfield and infield. And Stan Javier was not an everyday player to be relied on. To help with the depth issue, Mariners general manager Pat Gillick signed longtime stolen base king Rickey Henderson on May 19, 2000, who was recently released by the New York Mets due to a dispute over his contract since the start of spring training, which arguably led to Rickey Henderson to play below his normal playing level, including a game on May 12, 2000, where he showed the lack of hustle, leading to his release. Rickey Henderson made his Mariners debut on May 19, 2000, where he initially played in as a pinch runner and scored immediately off an RBI base hit by Stan Javier, tying the game against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. The Mariners went on to win 7-6. The very next game, Rickey Henderson, on his first at-bat with the Mariners, hit a home run. Later in June, Rickey Henderson contributed well for the Mariners, where he stole 10 bases and drove in 11 runs, helping the Mariners win 19 games in June, maintaining their division lead over the Oakland A's. The Mariners then played well throughout July and early August, including 2 impressive series victories against the New York Yankees and the Chicago White Sox. The Mariners had a 7-game lead over the Oakland A's for the division. During that solid stretch of July and early August, Rickey Henderson stole 3 bases in one game on July 31st against the Red Sox. Unfortunately, the Mariners struggled and lost 8 in a row, shrinking their division lead severely. The turning point after that difficult stretch was on August 29, 2000, when they hosted the New York Yankees. The Yankees jumped out to a 3-0 lead, but in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Mariners rallied with Rickey Henderson loading the bases, which led to Stan Javier scoring in a run to cut the lead to 3-1.
Polonia comes up, slides, and he drops the ball! Bell will score!
The bases were still loaded for Alex Rodriguez, but he struck out against former Mariner Jeff Nelson, making it 2 outs. But next was Edgar Martinez, and this is exactly what he did.
Winning run from first base. Well hit, into right field, back to the ball, Bellinger, grand slam, home run! Edgar Martinez, his 4th grand salami of the season!
After that amazing comeback victory, the Mariners caught fire and went 18-10 in September, but however, the Mariners lost a critical series against the Oakland A's, losing 3 of 4, and eventually lost their division lead on September 29th against the Anaheim Angels. Fortunately, the Mariners won their last 2 games of the series against the Angels, giving them a wild-card spot to compete for the 2000 playoffs. Rickey Henderson finished the season batting .238 with a .362 on-base percentage and stole a total of 36 bases. In the 2000 American League Division Series, the Mariners made quick work against the Chicago White Sox, winning their first 2 games on the road. In Game 3, in the bottom of the 9th inning, the game was tied at 1-1, where John Olerud singled and also advanced to second base due to a throwing error by White Sox relief pitcher Kelly Wunsch. Rickey Henderson then took over for Olerud as a pinch runner. Henderson then advanced to third base off a sacrifice bunt by Stan Javier, and eventually, Carlos Guillen scored in Rickey Henderson with amazing game-winning bunt.
Away to Carlos. There's a bunt up the first baseline. The Mariners are on their way to the American League Championship. A beautiful bunt by Carlos Guillen. The Mariners sweep the Chicago White Sox. My, oh my! I don't believe it.
The Mariners then squared off against the New York Yankees in the American League Championship Series. Rickey Henderson gave the Mariners the lead over the Yankees, scoring in a hustling Mark McLemore.
Neal is charging. There could be a play at the plate. Here's his throw. It is not in time.
And Alex Rodriguez added another run in the next inning with his solo home run.
This ball is drilled to deep left. If it's fair, it's out of here, and it hits the screen along the foul pole for a Rodriguez home run. 28.
The Mariners then took a 1-0 series lead over the Yankees, but unfortunately, the Mariners would lose their next 3 games, putting them on the brink of elimination. The Mariners did force Game 5 to at least force a Game 6, and they jumped out to a 4-0 lead.
Here's a long drive to right that's going to double the lead.
But the Mariners melted down, and the Yankees would defeat them 9-7. Overall, throughout the playoffs, Rickey Henderson batted .286 with a .412 on-base percentage, but I do wonder why Rickey Henderson only played 3 out of the 6 games in the American League Championship Series. For a player that contributed well for the 2000 season, I would think that he would have played a little bit more, since Al Martin and Raul Ibanez didn't really contribute much at all, and could have been useful against pitching legend Roger Clemens in Game 4, and could have helped the Mariners in Game 6. Yes, he was old and all, but for someone who helped the Oakland A's win the 1989 World Series and the Blue Jays in 1993, I would have given Rickey Henderson more playing time. After the 2000 season, Rickey Henderson moved on to the San Diego Padres, where he broke key records. He first broke the walk record owned by Babe Ruth of 2,062. Then on October 4th, 2001, he broke Ty Cobb's all-time runs record by hitting a home run, and he was congratulated by his teammates.
What a way. Slides in the home plate and surrounded by his teammates.
Then on the final game of the 2001 season, he then achieved his 3,000th hit.
Is it going to fall? Is it going to fall? There it is! There it is! Number 3,000 for Rickey Henderson.
After breaking those records in 2001, he then played 2 more seasons with the Boston Red Sox and the Los Angeles Dodgers, finishing his career batting of .279, a .401 on-base percentage, 297 home runs, 81 leadoff home runs, 2,190 walks, and of course, his 1,406 stolen bases. In closing, it was an honor to make this video to remember Rickey Henderson for his contributions for the Seattle Mariners in the 2000 season. And I just want to say, thank you for being part of the amazing 2000 run for the Seattle Mariners, and most of all, rest in peace, sir. Thanks for watching. I also made a video specifically on the 2000 Mariners. Check that video out. And once again, thank you, Rickey Henderson, for your legendary baseball career, and we will miss you.